What up, guys? Grimmative here with another Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guide. Today we are looking at Tarshon, a Demonspawn Spirit Champion. Pretty cool, defense-based, so not a bad champ all around. Definitely a weird model. These little carve-outs there and whatnot, kind of hoofed creature. Overall weird, the mouth and everything else just kind of creepy, kind of weird, kind of not of the norm, but you know what? Sometimes that's just a-okay. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the skills. We have the Diabolical Hook on the A1. Attacks one enemy, 25% chance of placing a Provoke debuff for one turn. You can go ahead and book that up to another 10% to 35% chance on 4 books. Then you have Soul Shrivel. Attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. Not bad. I mean, pairs with a defense down champ if you have one and you're looking for that nice little pairing. So, especially because you can book that up to 100% on a 3-turn cooldown. Not bad. Not as good as defense down, but not bad. And we have an A3, Demonic Possession. Places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Plus, it fills the turn meters of all allies by 20%. So, kind of that the inverse of, you know, the Arbiter and what's that new dwarf? I think it's not Ragnar. Runekeeper. His attack and increase. So, I mean, kind of a different way to go, which is nice. Especially because he's a defense champion. Obviously, that increased defense is going to help that a lot. And then he has a Back for More passive, which places a 25% strengthen buff on the champion for 2 turns whenever their HP drops below 50%, which is really nice, especially paired with the Provoke on the A1. So if you're taking a little extra damage, you're going to get that strengthen to kind of lessen the blows. So not a bad kit. Definitely some interesting stuff to play with. Yeah, looks like people really like them, but less than 100 reviews, and usually a lot of people are pretty darn glowing for the most part on that stuff. So we'll go ahead and build him out. Let me get him all kitted up for you. Alright, we got him all kitted out in the right gear going on here. Got him with plenty of accuracy. Got him with Stalwart. Kind of just happened down accident, but it's solid. Since he's going to be provoking, it would be nice for him to take less damage overall. Obviously, if they have a single shot thing, it's on the AoE. It's not going to help him out at all. But it was also defense based and whatnot, so we'll go ahead and take a look at each piece. Let's go ahead and start up here. Kind of click through and get an idea of where we went. A lot of extra crit rate found on the gloves. Found in other places as well. And obviously speed boots here. And then get our accuracy mostly from the banner. A little bit from the set. And then just kind of haphazardly throughout the other pieces there. Alright, and we'll go ahead and take one last look here at the overall stats. So you can kind of get an idea. Almost 200 crit damage. 3,600 defense, which is real nice. Obviously, the more defense, the better. 3,400 HP. And then the attack is kind of pointless. The accuracy is at 237, so not bad there at all. So pretty solid build, so let's go ahead and move on. Alrighty guys, here we are for the damage test on Tarshon. We basically have his A1 and his A2. His A3 is really just a defense increase and a turn meter fill, so we don't necessarily have to do that one here. So we'll go ahead and just drop his A2. Here we go. So 60s and high 40s is what I saw throughout pretty much that whole thing. So that's not a bad spread, not a bad shot. I think we can get through to get the A1 off as well, especially because we're controlling most of these champions with Provoke to get Iron Brago. As you can see, the setup there, we have the Aura plus a defense increase on her, on Martyr. Then we have Iron Brago for the extra defense. Then we have the damage boost that we get from a Bad L, and obviously we have our decreased defense and weaken out of Lydia. So here we go with the A1. Go ahead and go at the champion right here. Drop the speed. 51,000. I mean, that is a shot. That is a shot right there. So I would say, yeah, the guy does some pretty serious damage, or the girl, or the demon, or the it, or the whatever the heck that thing is, does some pretty serious damage. But just keep in mind, 33% defense aura, and the plus 500 from Iron Brago, so there's a ton more defense on this champion. There you go with the possession and the turn meter decrease and all that wonderful stuff we have going on there. Anyways, let's go ahead and, you know what, let's take him to the arena for a little damage test as well. Alright, here we are in the arena, giving Tarshon this chance to hopefully destroy some enemies here. Put that weaken up, put that decreased defense up. Nice, got it going. Remember, this is just a speed boost here. This doesn't actually take from them. So we're going to go ahead and do the A2. We'll slow it down so we can get the damage out there, and boom. 23,000. Didn't see what that one was, but not bad. I'm not complaining. Probably just go for the kill there. There you go. So yeah, Tarshon has some value. 23,000, probably that one was maybe high 20s, maybe low 30s if you got super lucky. Definitely some value, and then you have the speed up. So if you want, yeah, you could use him as a damage dealer in the arena if you're real struggling for some damage dealers. Anyways, on to the next bit. Alright, so we're checking utility, so we kind of built out a middle-of-the-road team here. Stage 20 on Ice Column. Because, at least the way I see it, is the utility of Tarshon is really the damage, but at the same time, you can get a little bit extra. The boost in the turn meter, the extra defense turn. So you can kind of augment champions that you already have. They're going to kind of keep your team alive, and hopefully Tarshon can give you enough extras plus damage to kind of blow through all these enemies, although we might be already losing a champion there, but that's why we have a reviver there. So, plus, we have a defense downer, and he has the weaken. So we're going to get that double whammy, so we don't have our, you know, Draco, we don't have our Lydia, we are unlucky in those things. So we have to pair him with someone who also is going to help out, and that is what we have going on here. We have two champions who can do defense down, Phoenix, Fino, whatever you want to say, and then we have Fudbor, and they're going to go well with his weaken as well. So hopefully we can get that, and then maybe we'll land a provoke or two to kind of offset the damage of a single champion out there, just in case we run into something that's going to be pretty darn nasty. Alright, there's the weakens, there's the decreased defense, so now all of a sudden these champions are much, much easier to go at, locking up the skills. So you can see how you can kind of build them out, although we lose Fino, but that's why we have the reviver. When you're choosing a reviver, just the tip, I know we're talking about Tarshon here, give him a positive affinity if you can, if you have enough. Anyways, there's the provoke, don't need it obviously. Champion AI is champion AI. Let's go ahead and I'll just get through this one, I'll pop you back at the boss. Alright, here we are going into the boss. This is where we might get quite a bit of shine for the utility. We put some defense downs, we put that weaken up, we have the possibility to put the no revive on some of these extra champions here. So there's potential to do some serious damage on these guys. So we got that decreased defense. Alright, let's see if he goes with the weaken. Not quite. That's alright. Getting there, right? Ooh, nice stun. There's that weaken. Now we just need to bring back our champion, because hey, can't be perfect for the video. Which is actually a good thing, it's not always perfect. There's that provoke we're talking about. There's the chamber. Ooh, we got potential here. I think he's going to actually wipe him out. Yeah. Ooh! Well, you know, happens. See if we can't get lucky on the next one when they bring him back up. Or if we get wiped, either way. So yeah, as you can see, no one's like crazy OP here. There's the Frigid Vengeance. No wipe. Ooh, this might be wipe. Oh, nice. Solid heal there for whatever reason. Anyways, as you can see, there is some value to Tarshon as a damage dealer. If you get it all synced up quite right, you can get the defense down, you can get the weakened stack, and that's where utility lies. They are going to wipe. They wiped. So, on to the next bit. Do we waste our books? Do we put our gems or our time into booking and giving Tarshon masteries? That is really the question that we're coming to here. And there's a huge advantage Tarshon has over most champions, and that there's not that many books. This is huge. A 4-turn cooldown, that's a big jump to get that increase in speed and defense. Then we have the Soul Shrivel over here. Another cooldown, so 3 turns. So we're going to be on that same kind of rhythm that we have with most of our defense down champions every 3 turns. So if you sync it up, all of a sudden you're getting that defense down, that weaken, and a lot of damage. And then this one is only 4 books. So what was that? 10 total. Another 4 books here with a greater chance of placing the provoke, which is not really our aim, but that extra 15 damage may prove to be pretty substantial. So that's kind of the benefit we have to these. There's no books on the passive, it just happens. As for the masteries, obviously we can extend some debuffs, extend some buffs. You know, it's really where you want to go. Maybe get a little accuracy because we didn't want to put too much into the gear. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We're going to go ahead and book this champion out, and we're going to go from there. Okay, we actually started with the masteries here, and I kind of went for, I wanted the extension on the defense here. And then I went for sniper just for that extra percent, the extra 5%. That's going to help out our provoke, and that's going to help, well, I guess not our provoke, it's going to help out our weaken. So, and then to kind of pair with that, since I want the weaken to be a big part of what Tarshon is in this build, the right way to get it is the other champion does the defense down, then we come in with the weaken, so we maximize damage there. So that's how the timing would be. I'm not going to change any timing in the original team, but that's how I'd want it to be. And then I go over here with Grim Resolve just to go down this side of the tree to get to Ruthless Ambush. So we have that defense down with damage going, then we have our weaken going with the Ruthless Ambush because it's the first time we're hitting to get that bam bam. It's not always going to work out that way because the A3 tends to be Tarshon's go-to. As for the 50%, it also helps out with Max this one here, and we also have Life Drinker here. Since his passive is based on losing 50% or being below 50% HP, it just makes sense to kind of stack on more benefits. So all of a sudden you go below 50% HP, you get a Strengthen buff, you get a little bit of Life Drinker, so it's going to hopefully get you back up above the 50% threshold after you do this attack when you do your Life Drinking. And then all of a sudden, when you get hit again, since the passive doesn't have a cooldown, you're going to pop or refresh that strength, and at least that's hopefully the goal there, and you're not constantly getting killed. And then War Master, because for the most part, single target shot. Alright, there we go. That is the Masteries. Let's go ahead and throw some books in this champion. Get that going here. Upgrade skills. I have been holding on to this champion for a bit, and I have 5 of them. Again, this champion I think is a huge candidate for the walking of the books. You're probably not using this as your main provoker. So you're probably looking at that A2, A3. So let's go ahead and walk these 5 in there. I will obviously fill it all the way out. Here we go. We got, oh my gosh. Wow. Well, there you go. So that's just sometimes how the cookie crumbles. Luckily, 10 books total is not that high, unfortunately, anymore. So there we go with that one. Got those up and done. So now we have Tarshon fully kitted out, fully built up. So let's go ahead and head on back into those dungeons and do some damage and see what utility we have now. Alright, so here we are back in the Fire Knight 20, going for the A2 damage here. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to focus on the Centurion there, or whatever. 64,073 over there, and then I saw 50. So pretty big gap. And in case you're wondering, the damage modifier on the A1 is 3.2. The damage modifier on the A2 is 3.6. Those are pretty decent damage modifiers, especially for a defensive champ. Yeah. See? So we'll go ahead and just push our way through so we can get the A1 done. Hopefully keep these guys from beating up our champs too much. There we go. Got that provoke out. Don't kill everybody. There we go. Alright, so we got this single target here. Slow it down. Obviously going to die on the one hit. And here we go for damage. 71,000, basically 72,000 damage on a single shot. Not bad. Some serious damage being laid out there. So let's go ahead and check out the utility now. Alright, here we are. Let's go ahead and put this on auto and let it rock and roll. We did fail out last time. So he's cycling back through now. So as he did normally, he did his increase turn meter and he did his defense up. So then we get the weaken in there, kind of swooping down. For this first wave, it's kind of painful because these two put the block debuffs on there. Boom, gone. Boom, gone. So now it's just kind of the knockdown, drag out, brawl. But I'm hoping we get the cycle through moves faster for the entire team because he's going to be raising that turn meter. Pretty much, well, not pretty much, every 4 turns we'll be popping that turn meter up and increasing that defense. Or every 3 turns, excuse me. Now 4 turns. Oh man, what would you do without all this wonderful narration? It should be more clinical. Alright, so there's that first wave. Second wave coming. Seen it, done it. I will pop over to the boss. Alright, so we're jumping into the boss here. Got the weaken up already. Don't have Fodbor's anything up yet. He was down coming into this boss. Much better time getting here, but I don't expect too much more because we're asking a lot of what is essentially an attack defense champion to do. There's that turn meter, there's that extra defense, so that's kind of nice. Not a crit, so no health. That's terrible. Alright, so we got everybody back. Come on, get that. Get him. No, you ruined it, you little dwarf. Ruined the whole thing. There's that defense again. No block revive because he was using his, what, A2? Alright. Still potential. There's the Frigid Vengeance. Alright, that wasn't that bad. He popped his strength up there, so that's good. Alright. Seen a lot of benefits so far to the books and Masteries. He's actually pushing this team a little bit further. Still not seeing him land too many provokes on the A1. Alright, so there's that nice increase. Alright, put that weaken up, see if we can get that decreased defense. I think it already was taken away there. Take a stun. Boom, block revive. Alright, now we're in business here. Not the best time, obviously. And of course, if you're manualing this, you're not going to have the issues of everything not syncing it up. I hate to have to say that, but sometimes you kind of have to point that stuff out just a little bit. You can control when you do your weaken, you can control when you do your decreased defense, all that kind of wonderful stuff. Much easier to control on manual. Alright. Just kind of let it roll through the end here. Okay. Now we got one more champion. We got to kind of, hopefully it'll all roll through and we'll get that block revive on the final champion, then they can just wipe out the boss here. Alright. That's not great, the heal reduction. Oh, nice block revive. There you go. Little demonic possession to give him a little more defense, a little more turn meter. Hopefully, well, he's not going to get healed anyways. Frigid Vengeance, and we should be good to go. Rock and roll, push through. We'll pop at the end and check out the defensive and attack totals here. There we have it. He's down. Let's check out our damage there. Tarshon almost nice. 1.3 mil. and then Fano 1.6 mil. So I mean, not bad at all. Yeah, solid hit. Good utility. The one thing I'm kind of missing is I'm not seeing that provoke pretty much go out ever. I may have missed one or the other. Sorry to do that. We're going to go ahead and let's just jump over to normal here and find the highest one. I know it's the wrong affinity right now, but you have to remember the affinity will be changing. Let's just throw him in a good team. I just want to see how good he is at doing this provoke here. Throw him in there. Obviously, this team doesn't need him. But I just want to see if we can get this Magma Dragon provoked. See if we can do it. Because that is definitely a capability he has. Kind of control that Magma Dragon. Get him in with that A1. If you had a counterattack team or an ally attacker, he has the possibility of putting that provoke almost constantly on that champion or on the boss here. Alright, let's see if we can get this done. Doesn't matter, put a weaken up. Here we go. A little slow for the boss right now, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and weak shots are going to kind of be the bane that we have to deal with because of the bad affinity. Come on, guys. Alright. Come on, man. Get that provoke for me. There we go. Now we're talking. Decrease turn meter. He gets that strengthened back up. Alright. See if we can get that provoke again here. Not quite. We'll just auto it out and see how handy he can be here. I'm not thinking a ton. Anyways, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much for anything. I hope this helps you if you have Tarshon and you've been considering building him. Anyways, I've been Grumpy Jeff. I appreciate you. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. I am out.